Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, after Dana White, who runs the UFC, showed up at the party convention to support the Republican presidential candidate, Donald Trump, that really shocked a lot of people. That really shocked a lot of people. People's reaction was very analogous to when the Kohl's department store actually donated money, and a lot of money, to George Zimmerman after he murdered Trayvon Martin. That's kind of similar to the type of reaction I've been seeing when I've seen posts, on social media sites, etc., etc. People are really shocked that Dana White endorsed Donald Trump. As you guys see the picture that I have in this video right now, where it says "racist for Trump," that was actually a little skit that they did on Saturday Night Live. I'll put the link on the screen and in the description box so you guys can actually watch the actual skit. It's pretty damn funny. But with that all being said, once again, Dana White, he endorses Donald Trump, and this really got Bob Arum's attention as well as a whole bunch of other people. So this is basically what Donald Trump had to say about Dana White showing up at the party convention for Donald Trump. Quote, "In boxing, we have a lot of minorities, African American, Hispanics, Jewish promoters, people like that. And pretty much, we're Democrats. MMA people, they're for Trump. You ever look at an MMA audience? Of course, they're for Trump." End quote. So this is pretty much what Bob Arum had to say. Now, he started off basically criticizing the MMA for so many fighters failing drug tests in the sport of MMA. And that's what really actually got Dana White's attention. And Dana White, he basically fired back at Bob Arum by basically saying this: "Arum is the biggest dirtbag in all sports. I look forward to sticking around and continuing to kick his ass in every aspect of our business." End quote. I have to go back to Dana White basically endorsing Donald Trump. Because it's one thing for a celebrity to privately endorse someone like Donald Trump. But to show up at the party convention and tell the whole world that you're endorsing Donald Trump, man, that's a big ass move. That is a big ass move. And when I first saw it, the first thing I said to myself is, man, this dude is not worried about affecting his brand? And I guess not. I guess he feels people mainly tune in to watch the fighters. They don't really care about Dana White. But Bob Arum, he does make a valid point when he implies that MMA fans seem to be more of Republicans. They seem to be more of Trump supporters. And, I'm going to go ahead and say this because this is something that I can speak for firsthand. I can definitely tell you guys, with all the videos that I've done, there is no doubt about it, I notice that whenever I do an MMA video, now, I know about being called racial slurs because I've been called racial slurs thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And when I say I've been called a racial slur, I shouldn't say me. Let's just say the racial slurs towards black people have frequently been posted on my channel. And they're not directed to me directly. They're just directed towards black people in general. But the point that I'm making is, I notice when I do an MMA video, at least 3 times more the amount of racial slurs towards black people come in as opposed to a regular boxing video. I notice in my comment section that MMA fans they don't sugarcoat their racism like a lot of boxing fans do. You know, a lot of boxing fans, don't get me wrong, you have your racism in boxing, of course, too, where you got all the racial slurs. But for the most part, a lot of the racist fans in boxing, they just try to use certain code words. You know, stuff like you're a runner, you're gay, you're boring, you're inactive, you're a demographic, etc., etc., etc. They just try to use code words. But MMA fans, they ain't got no time for no code words. They coming straight out with it. Okay? So Bob Arum basically touched on the situation, and I can truly say I agree that a lot of MMA fans, and I think Dana White proved it, they are Republicans and they are Trump supporters. In fact, I found it kind of interesting that Dana White, he never really defended what Bob Arum had to actually say when he talked about MMA people being Trump supporters. And the reason why he didn't defend it, because he most likely agrees with Bob Arum. I mean, because once again, Dana White himself is a big Trump supporter. And if he's willing to go to a convention party to tell the world he's supporting Donald Trump, that means he is trying to encourage everyone that he knows to vote for Donald Trump. But the thing that rubs people the wrong way when it comes to Dana White and other people that are supporting Donald Trump is the fact that Donald Trump has elicited so many KKK members and skinheads that are also supporting him. At an alarming rate, they're supporting Donald Trump. So when you look at that dynamic, you can kind of understand why there are so many people that are actually shocked that Dana White is supporting Donald Trump. Or maybe I shouldn't say supporting Donald Trump. I should say openly endorsing Donald Trump. That's pretty much all I got, guys. I'm on to the next one.